Ah, the Airbus A380. You know it, you've seen it, it's a total icon of the skies, right? That massive double-decker that just changed the game for long-haul flights. But here's the thing. With any machine this complex, safety is all about constant, relentless vigilance. And sometimes that means fixing a tiny problem hidden deep, deep inside its powerful engines.
I mean, just think about that for a second. It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? A 500-ton marvel of modern engineering, and its safety could hang on a single part that's no bigger than a dinner plate. Well, that is exactly what we're looking at today. A small component with a massive, massive responsibility.
So, you find a problem like this. How do you make sure the fix is rolled out across an entire global fleet? You do it with something called an Airworthiness Directive, or an AD for short. And let me be clear, this is not a friendly suggestion. It's a legally binding order. It's aviation authorities saying you will fix this. It's totally non-negotiable.
And a specific rule we're digging into today is this one. EASA AD 2025-0190. It dropped in September 2025, and it points directly at one part, the low-pressure turbine seal panel on those incredible Rolls-Royce Trent 900 engines. Yep, the very ones that get the mighty A380 off the ground.
All right, so to really get why this fix is so important, we have to understand the flaw itself. And to do that, we've got to go deep inside this amazing machine. So imagine we're zooming right past the fuselage, past those huge fan blades you see at the front, and diving straight into the scorching hot core of the Trent 900. This is the heart of the beast. It's where unbelievable power is created, but it's also where every single component is under just immense stress.
And it's right there, in that environment of incredible heat and stress, that our problem starts, at a very specific and very critical cracking point.
Okay, so here's how it goes down, step by step. Inside that turbine, you get these wild temperature swings. Engineers call them extreme thermal gradients. To get a feel for what that does, think about pouring ice-cold water into a piping hot ceramic dish. You know that crack sound? Well, that same kind of stress gets focused on the welds of this seal panel. It starts to form tiny, almost invisible microcracks, and over time, those can lead to total failure.
And if that panel fails, the consequences are, well, they're severe. The European Union Aviation Safety Agency, EASA, doesn't mince words. They say a failed panel means high-energy debris, we're talking hot metal shrapnel, blasting around inside a running jet engine at 35,000 feet. So this isn't just about a broken engine. The real fear? Losing control of the plane.
But here's the good news. Aviation safety is all about getting ahead of problems before they happen. So now that we understand the risk, let's look at the blueprint for the fix.
So, what's the plan? Well, it's a classic two-pronged attack. First, Rolls-Royce went back to the drawing board and engineered a totally new seal panel design that gets rid of the flaw. Smart. But second, and this is crucial, until that brand new part can be installed across the whole fleet, airlines are ordered to do repetitive, rigorous inspections on all the old panels.
So what does this actually look like for the airlines on the ground? Well, their to-do list is crystal clear. 1. Modify engines with the new part. 2. Inspect the old parts until they're gone. 3. If you find a crack, even a tiny one, that part gets replaced immediately. And 4. Track the life of every single one of these components like a hawk.
You see, a single technical fix like this, it doesn't just happen in the engineering bay. Nope, it sends ripples out across the entire airline organization. Just take a look at who gets pulled in. It's not just the mechanics and engineers with wrenches in their hands. Suddenly, the airline's operations team has to juggle schedules. The finance and leasing departments, the people who own these multi-million-dollar assets, are crunching numbers. And you can bet senior management is involved, overseeing the entire response.
And right away, this creates a really tricky balancing act. Over in finance, they're trying to budget for the huge cost of the fix and figure out how much money they'll lose when a plane is on the ground. But at the exact same time, the safety department's mission is absolute. Comply, mitigate all risk, and keep that plane airworthy. Cost is not their primary concern.
Which brings us to the final, and maybe the most critical piece of any airworthiness directive, the deadline. This is the official countdown to safety. And the big number you need to remember here is 6,500. That's it. That's the absolute life limit, in-flight cycles, for any of the old-style seal panels. From the very first time that engine is fired up, a clock starts ticking. The moment a panel hits 6,500 takeoffs and landings, it's done. It has to be replaced. No extensions, no excuses. And this timeline lays it all out, nice and clear. The directive kicks in on September 18th. For any engines already close to the limit, there's a 30-day rush to get them fixed. Then you've got that hard, unmovable 6,500 cycle deadline. And all the while, these inspections have to happen every single time an engine is in the shop for major work. It's a multi-layered safety net.
In the end, it all boils down to this one powerful sentence from the directive itself. This is not about fixing something that broke. It's about preventing an unsafe condition from ever happening. It is literally the definition of proactive safety in action. And that kind of leaves you with one last thought to chew on. Every time you or I get on a plane, we're being protected by this vast, invisible army of engineers and regulators and mechanics. They're out there finding and fixing problems we never even knew existed. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other tiny, dinner plate-sized fixes are out there, quietly doing their job to make sure we all get where we're going safely?